All right, everybody, welcome back to the Heath Barn. As promised, this is part 2 with former Illini center Jens Kujawa. It was great having him on all the way from Germany. Hope you enjoyed part 1. Here in part 2, we kind of pick up where we left off. He talks about playing against the 1992 Dream Team in the Olympics. Stealing it from Michael Jordan, but refs called him for a foul. But yeah, he tells great stories. He picks up, also he talks about some coaching he's done, things like that, some charity work he's done. Tells great stories about playing overseas, some guys he's had to guard, some of the best players over there whenever he was playing. So he goes through his 13-year professional career over there, talks about injuries he's had, and kind of things he's had to deal with as a 7-footer to, kind of maintain his health, things like that with his body and everything like that. But then he also gets into what he's been up to after since retirement, which is an extremely successful career after basketball as well. So, yeah, it's great. Gets into his talks about his children a little bit, things like that, and just very, very entertaining and very, very interesting to listen to him tell stories and talk about things in Germany and his life in general. So, again, thank you, Jens, for coming on. You were awesome. Congratulations on a very, very successful life. And hit it.
Yeah, a big thank you for that.
Yes. All right. Well, I would like you already brought this up, but after your Illini days, I was Googling you, and there a picture pops up, but it's you and Scottie Pippen, like Scottie Pippen going for a ball, and you're both going for the same ball, and that's when I realized, oh man, he got to play against the Dream Team, so maybe
you saw the picture, yeah. I sent it to some people, so it's one of the pictures I have on my phone.
Right.
So it's proof I played against the Dream Team, huh?
Yeah. So, okay, go ahead and talk about that a little bit. What'd you say? You said you scored on Leitner. Is that what you said?
No, basically, I only played 6 minutes. Huh? We lost by 43.
Right.
We placed 7th in the Olympic Games, which was good for us. Even qualifying was a little sensation. We had 11 games in 14 days. And that was fantastic. Then went to the Olympic Games, won against the host country Spain, first game. That was very big, and lost in the quarterfinals in a close game to Russia. But we had a chance. We had Detlef Schrempf with us and Uwe Blah both played, and I was like number 9 on the team of 12 players. So I got a little time, but not much. And against the Dream Team, I played 6 minutes. Luckily, in the first half when Jordan played. So I actually stole the ball from him, but they called a foul. But that's the way it is for a big guy. Can't steal the little guy the ball. And then I took the hook shot against Karl Malone, where posting up was just awful. I mean, he wouldn't move an inch. I mean, I could put my whole body into him. There's no way this guy would move 1 inch. So that was no fun. And then I blocked Christian Lettner. That was my claim to fame.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, do you enjoy helping kids, teaching the game at all, or do you want to?
I actually couldn't do too much. See, when I'm in Germany, very soon after I played professional ball here, which is a full-time job for most players,
right.
I started working on the side, half days in the finance branch, in banks and stuff like that, to further my education, further my chances for a job after basketball. In addition to that, later on, I got an MBA while working and while playing basketball professionally. And then I started a basketball club in my hometown. First practice. I did it because I just won the European Championship and they had my signature in the golden book of the town. So I said, okay, in return, I give you a basketball team. I be the trainer here, and first practice, small gym, 3 baskets, 6 basketballs. 90 kids between 9 and 19, girls and boys.
Yeah.
And I was there alone. That was fun. So
Yeah.
in the end, we developed 3 teams out of that. And then I left the town 3 years later or so, but that was great. So that's where I started. I got my license, my training license. I can coach up to 3rd league in Germany. And so I did a 4th league team once, even 2 years ago. I was the assistant coach for a local team here, try to help them. And now I do a little coaching for their big guys every month or so.
Right. Very cool.
So that's what I try to give back. But the biggest thing I try to give back is I was the head of a charity organization here, the biggest charity organization in the basketball field, called Basketball Aid. And for more than 10 years, I was the chairman. And we do a lot of events within the basketball communities, a lot of raffles and kinds of auctions and all that to collect money for cancer-stricken children. And we collected during the time I was there maybe close to $1 million. So that was something I was proud of. And I just quit a year and a half, actually a year ago. I quit that, gave it to other guys that do it now very successfully. So some things I wanted to give back, and I was known here in the basketball community, so that helped me in getting a lot of doors open for our charity cause.
Yeah, that's really, really good. Well, how long did you play? Let's talk a little bit, though. We can backtrack a smidge. You played professional ball over there after you left Illinois and went back over there. How many years did you play professional ball?
13 years.
Woo, okay. So maybe talk about that a little bit. But for people in the United States that may not understand, that talk about that a little bit, how different it was. Maybe a story or two from playing days and playing professional ball.
Well, basically, I came back to Germany. I got married, played for the top team in Germany. I got a 3-year contract, and I was injured first year. I had a herniated disc, and in the middle of the season, so I couldn't play much. Came back for the playoffs, and we had maybe 1,500, 2,000 people a game. So some of the clubs have good crowds, others don't. Now it's a lot better. Most of the clubs have 4 to maybe 8 or 10,000 people per game. But that's big. During the times when I played, it was more like 1 to 2,000 a game.
Gotcha.
Sponsored by corporations that take over a lot of the costs. The revenue of tickets is only like 15 to 20%. Very little TV money at that time. Now it's more, but it's not the biggest. Like in the States, it's nothing close to what it is in the States.
Right.
So it's a full-time job, 2 times practice a day, physiotherapy, weightlifting, and all that. So 2 games on the weekends. A lot of the players were studying part-time while playing ball. And I had to leave after that first year because the new coach that came said he didn't want me to play anymore. He had another player he preferred. So I said, okay, no problem. I'll find another club. I found the second best club. They said, okay, we take over your contract, no problem. And then the club said, no, we don't let you go to the second best club. So I said, okay. I went to the national team, was a starting center of the national team. And said, okay, up to you. I don't care anymore. I play second team and get the same money, no problem. So then they sold me for 40% of my contract to a club that's probably on the top third, but that's about it. But I really enjoyed that. I was team captain there for a long time and left through while they had financial problems. We went to the next team. We won the German Cup one time. There's one title I have in Germany, but I never, other than the first year, I never played for one of the top 2 teams in Germany. And that was good the way it was because I was always one of the top scorers in the league, top rebounders in the league. I might not have had that much fun and more injuries if I would play for the top team, maybe in Berlin or Leverkusen at that time.
Huh, gotcha. Okay, so how long are those seasons then?
The seasons,
Like how many games?
Good question. Let's say we have 36 games plus cup plus international competition. So you probably get to between 50 and 60 games.
Gotcha.
Depending on where you play and how far you get along in the playoffs.
And then so I'm comparing this to over here. So, and then like you said, after that first year, they don't trade you necessarily. They just.
Oh, they cannot trade you like that. There's no chance they can trade you without your consent. Only with consent of the player. There's no trading in all of Europe.
Right.
You cannot trade somebody without consent. That's against any labor laws they have over here. So only with consent you can trade somebody.
Gotcha. So they just, after that first year, they kind of like sold you to the other team?
They sold me. I had to agree. And I said, okay, no problem.
Okay.
As long as I'm away from this team. But the club only had to pay 40% of my contract. 60% the old club still paid.
Yeah. Well, and that happens here all the time over here with
true. I agree. Yeah, true. I agree. That happens too. So I was the first player, though, in Germany, first time ever that somebody was on lease to another club.
Really?
Yeah, I was the first one.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if I wasn't awesome at the time, but it was a good decision. It was a good decision.
I'm just saying, like you can say you're the first one. I guess that's cool. Yeah. Very interesting. So these days, how are you feeling? I mean, did you ever have any? Whenever you quit playing, was it did you just kind of feel like it was time, or was your injuries?
Oh, injuries. So I was at Illinois. I already had a herniated disc. In the end, I had 4 herniated discs, 3 surgeries, and I had bad arthritis in my right foot, getting worse. I sprained it more than 30 times. And so the foot was getting worse. The back wasn't getting better. I had to do a lot of physical therapy, a lot of weightlifting, core exercises to keep going. At 23, doctors told me I couldn't play anymore because of a herniated disc and big problems in my leg. And I basically sat out for 3 months and practiced every day 3-4 hours on my core muscles, and came back and played 13 more years. So,
awesome. Maybe,
so that was good.
Yeah. Talk about maybe just being 7 feet tall, just in general. Like, what are some pros and cons to that? I mean, as far as I'm assuming it's probably hard on your body to be that tall and everything like that. Like, are you?
Yeah. I handled it. I had to start early on my core muscle. That really helped me. If I wouldn't have done that with such discipline, I would have had a lot more problems now. So I can say I'm at 12% body fat. I'm at the same weight I was at high school or college, even less than college.
Yeah.
I exercise an hour a day in my fitness room here in the house. And watch what I eat. I'm very disciplined on that. I don't want to give up. I fight aging.
Right.
So my back is bad. My foot is bad. That will not change. But I do a lot to keep it at the stage as it is, and don't let it get worse. And I have a positive attitude. Basketball gave me so much in my life. I would never want to miss it, even though all the things that happened. It was fantastic and helped my self-confidence. My job situation is perfect. If you want to talk about that, I can tell you a little about that a little later. But
sure.
One story real quick. My biggest success other than the Olympic Games was probably the European Championship. Doesn't sound big for Americans, but in Europe we have a lot of good teams. Yugoslavia, Italy, Spain, Greece. There are quite a few there. Yeah. And Germany was third class, hosting the European Championships in their own country. Talking about half-full gyms. When we played, we lost 3 of the first 6 games. Barely made it to the quarterfinals, going against the top team, Spain, unbeaten. We beat them in Munich, last second shot by 1 point. So that was sensation. All the papers were full. Suddenly TV came for our semifinal game. We beat Greece by 6 points. All the Greek visitors ripped out the chair covers and threw them on the court because they were so upset. Police had to come. And then final game against Russia, full gym, 10, 11,000 people, live TV. In Germany, live TV for the national team or any basketball is a rarity, or was a rarity at those times.
Yeah.
And we beat Russia on the last second dunk by Christian Wolf, the MVP of the tournament, who died at 51. He lived in the States for a while. He played NBA for 3 years too.
Oh, yes.
But the feeling after that was just unbelievable. We were Team of the Year. We got a lot of awards. And that's a title I'm probably the most proud of. And still, I mean, I'm one of 11 people that won the European Championships in Germany that still live. And just last year, we won the World Championship, against the US in the semifinals. They want the revenge now at the Olympics. It will be a fun game to watch. They play in London now in the preseason game. I definitely have that on my calendar marked. I want to see that.
Yeah, man. That's the kind of stuff I was wanting to hear about. Okay, so when you're over there playing those 13 years, so obviously the biggest highlights winning the European Championship.
Yes.
And are there any players? Can you name some players that maybe were in the NBA that you played against back then, or?
Well, back in Illinois, the players I played against. Those are probably the biggest highlight, but I played against, I got it Magic. He didn't play. He was sick during the Olympics when we played him. So he came 1 year later with an all-star team. I had to guard him. Wow, that didn't look too good.
Over there, like from other countries, like some players that came over here and played in the NBA.
I mean, some of the most fantastic players. Petrovic, of course.
Right. Yes, he was great.
Yeah, he was a fantastic player. Kukoc, Vladi Divac in my time. Those are the guys I played against. Let me think. Sharunas,
Marciulionis that played for Golden State there for a while.
Yeah, right. Marciulionis, yeah. So that was cool. And then Sabonis, of course.
Yes. Okay, talk about him for a minute because he came over here to the NBA when he was past his prime. Yeah. But you hear people say that he was like they honestly like compare like Jokic to him a little bit now, like Joker, who's probably the best player in the world, but they say that he's got a lot of similarities to what Sabonis had. Do you?
Yeah, but he was Sabonis was more athletic than Jokic. Ask Jokic to get a quarter of the top of the backboard. I think he will not be able to do it.
Right? Yeah, he can't.
Sabonis can do it.
Really? Yeah.
On the top of the backboard.
Man.
So a hook shot over Sabonis was a hard thing to do. You had to hold him down with one hand so he couldn't jump.
Okay, well, Sabonis came over here when he was 25. What kind of NBA player do you think he would have been? I mean,
well, he was not one of the most disciplined ones. He had great potentials, but lived life to his fullest too.
Oh, did he?
He had some injuries early, and that really hurt him. So he had great potential, unbelievable for his size. I don't even know who I would compare him to. But Jokic, okay, but more athletic Jokic. He had great understanding of the game, could pass the ball well, could shoot, could jump out of the gym. So that was great.
Huh. Well, his son's doing a great job too.
Yes, I noticed. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
There are 3 different competitions for the champions and for lesser teams, and they travel all over Europe and have competitions. So 1 year we placed 3rd in the league, and we had to go to Samara, Russia. Russia before it opened up. We're talking about flying to Moscow, everything okay, and then waiting for a 25-year-old Aeroflot prop machine.
Okay.
Walking over the airfield, no security check, no nothing. Seats ripped up during the flight. looked like the captain or co-captain, came with hammer and screw, like tools, and a big book, and walked from the front to the back. So we thought, maybe he's reading the instructions how to fix the plane while it's flying. You land in Samara. We're talking holes on the runway, barely lights. We all didn't want to go back, but the alternative was 48 hours of driving with the car.
Oh, man.
We decided to fly back too. That was crazy. And being in Russia, Samara, it was a town that had weapon production. So no foreigner allowed. No hotels for foreigner. We stayed in a youth hostel with lots of mosquitoes, no toilet paper. We had to cut out magazines for toilet paper. We ate cabbage soup with fat swimming on top. The chicken that was being served to us was sold on the market with no refrigeration, full heat on it. So it was all a little crazy. And we played in a gym. It's an ice arena, so totally cold. And if you dribble at a few spots, either the ball didn't bounce or there was different levels of the floor, and it jumped somewhere else in the middle of the game. Huh? So,
wow. Yeah.
That was wild. Those were the old times. I think now that's not like that anymore, but that's how it used to be. Wild things. I mean, you go to Greece or Yugoslavia, police escort everywhere. They throw things at you, anything they want if they don't like you. From all over. People come after you. They're crazy over there. So.
Yeah, okay. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm fascinated by stories like that. That's just because people here they don't understand. When you hear players over here that aren't quite good enough to go in the NBA and they go overseas and play, that's all you hear. It's like, well, he's over there playing, but you don't get to hear the stories. So yeah, this is
it's quite different. Believe me.
Man. Well,
but it's more professional now. Way more professional now. More money in it, bigger gyms. So a lot nicer, well organized. But it used to be a lot different.
Right. Well, if you do want to, maybe we can finish up here. If you want to talk a little bit about what you're up to now.
Sure, I would love to. I finished at 36. I went into the banking world. I had done quite a bit of work before that, and started as a portfolio manager for a big bank. Built up pension advice, pension consulting for big customers. Went to a consultancy firm. And for 20 years now, I built up a competence center for demographic changes. So I advise bigger corporations on how to take care of their aging employees. Mm-hmm. So that's a big problem in Germany, and they try to find measures, actions, what they can do to finance the rising costs together. And I'm on the forefront of this field. I founded the association for that, and been doing that for, as I said, 20 years. 1 year ago, I decided to start my early retirement at 59. So I signed a contract with my company for the next 5 years to work half a year full time, and half a year go to Phuket, Thailand, and don't work at all.
Huh.
So I'm in my second year of that. So I spend half a year when it's cold over here. I spend in Phuket and enjoy life more or less.
So with an early retirement deal, they have a deal to.
I get 50% of my money. I get 50% of my money over the whole year, every month.
Yeah.
And half a year work. I have 30 days vacation, 30 working days. A little different than in the States.
Right.
And so I basically work a little less than 5 months, and 7 months I have free time. And I like to spend it in Phuket, Thailand, and in January 29, that's when my contract is finished. Then I have 3 more years of paid vacation that I pre-saved in the thing that I do. So I did a lot of saving, and I have 3 years paid vacation I will go to Thailand and spend my retirement there. That's for sure.
Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were in the United States?
I will be in the States October 11th. I fly to the States, see my first grandchild in Colorado. My son Justin is living there with his wife Mikey and Ollie, their son. So I will see him the first time, and then I go to Vegas for a few days, and then we have men's night. So my two boys, 32 and 34, will come to Vegas for 3 days, and we have a little fun together before I fly to Phuket.
Nice.
Sounds good, huh?
Sounds like you've got it all figured out. Yeah, that's so two boys, 34 and 32, huh?
And a daughter at 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, man, this has been fun. I could ask you questions about, because it's all very interesting. But yeah, this has been great. I would say one of my last things. So overall, I know you were talking a little bit about some of the things that were tough at Illinois, but overall, any regrets at all about going there? Overall, would you call it a positive experience? I mean, or how do you feel about it all these years later?
I think I almost no bad decisions in my life. I'm very glad about that. So going to high school at 17, perfect decision. Spent the second year in high school in Illinois. Going to Illinois, couldn't have done anything better. It was a great 4 years, despite everything. Helped me a lot develop as a player, develop my personality, get a lot of discipline. That's what Coach Henson was really good at, discipline. And met my American family, met my wife, my first wife, and came back to Germany. Had a fantastic career over here. Not many people make it like me to get a good job right after. I probably after 2-3 years, I made as much money in my job as I did playing basketball. So that is rare. And I had a great career in my basketball times, and now in my job, I'm one of the top consultants for this field in Germany, and that helps me with my retirement plan, because they said they want me for only half a year, and that they were willing to do this deal, which is not very common or really wanted by the corporation, but
yeah,
I'm a little special in that, so that's good. I feel good about that.
Yeah. Well, it just sounds like you've just been extremely successful and having a great life. So, congrats to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to grab my son though real quick, because I always have him ask these guys a question. If you don't mind, I'm going to see what he'll ask you. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Hang on, let me grab him real quick. Again, I'll edit all this out whenever I'm walking. Hey, Stevie, come here, buddy. Come here. You tell him hi.
Hi.
Hi there.
Okay, you got a question for him?
What's your favorite basketball player of all time?
There you go. That's a good one.
That's a good question. Dirk Nowitzki.
Ooh, Dirk Nowitzki. Great player. Okay, what you tell him?
I didn't say he's the best player of all time. That's my favorite player of all time. Best player of all time, Michael Jordan, hands down.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. All right, well, yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, man. This is great.
Hey, thank you. I enjoyed it. That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe hopefully I can use this link to send to. I have quite a few people on Facebook over all my spots I've been in the States, so they can know a little more what happened to me. So that'd be good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
All right. Thank you very much for listening. And that's that.